Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we are going to be showing off all of the stretch goals. No, not all of the stretch goals, but box 1 of the stretch goals from the recent Dungeons and Lasers Kickstarter. Now, if you're wondering why I'm speaking this way, it's because no reason in particular. We recorded this once, and the file was corrupted.
So
I think I might have said this on the Cigar DM's channel earlier today, and if not, I'm saying it here. Also check that video out, it was good. But yeah. Anyways.
That's right. These are the stretch goals from the Archon Studios Woodhaven Kickstarter. This is box 1. There are 3 huge boxes chock full of little tiny bits and pieces for your gaming table, war games, Dungeons and Dragons, etc. This box includes some character and monster miniatures, some scatter terrain, some pieces to dress up your dungeons or your Woodhaven town settings. It's all up to you what you want to do with them. And I believe it's like 64 separate individual pieces from this box set alone. And there are 3 box sets, and I'm already working on box set 2 for this upcoming Thursday. And let's start out with the floor tiles.
Which one?
Floors.
Well, we'll start with this one.
I'm not sure.
The basic thing.
I'm not even really sure what it is because it doesn't.
I think it might be something you can use in the sewer set, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. Let's keep it going.
Then this one, which is a
It's got a weird bottom to it also.
Yeah.
And this is an upper level
entrance type room.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly what it is. It's got a nice little manhole cover.
It's open. I mean, even though there are other manhole covers, but it is good to have an open one.
Right, and on the back side, it's just a regular floor piece with the same connector points. But all in all, a great addition. Let's now go to the 2 wall sections.
This is a vault, which would be nice if it could open, especially considering the fact that they
can't
do that.
I don't know.
But the doors in the Vault 7, I believe, the Vault 7 room set does have a door in it that is very similar to a vault door, which can open.
And unfortunately, on the other side, there's no opening, which would have made it just perfect. But,
it's alright.
It's still a really cool looking wall piece.
I assume we're just not really meant to be able to go through it, and if you want to go through it, just use the vault door.
Let's go with our favorite wall piece. This one is just... This one's absolutely epic. The spiderweb.
I think I remember saying that I was going to paint this one, I just don't remember why.
Because it's so cool.
Well, no, I mean, like, I had a specific... Oh, no, it wasn't this one. There was a different thing that I had a very specific...
But as you can see, it would just pop in
idea on how to paint it.
To a wall like this, and boom, you've got a gaping hole with spider webs. It's just a fun piece, They did everything for you, and let's go. What do you want to show off next?
I don't know.
Let's go with what we did last time, the baskets and little containers and stuff. We got an Easter egg looking basket, a bread basket, another barrel or basket. No, it's just a barrel. We've got this bundle. Oh, this goes with it.
Are we missing some pieces?
Another chest. Another safe. Which you can never have too many safes for your thieves and safe crackers.
Yeah. And the chest, which doesn't close. I broke it in the first time we tried to record it, because I thought that it could close.
Yeah, it's not an opening and closing chest, but it does have a really cool sword that's, sort of in a decorative display case kind of deal. It's, got the nice felt or velvet cloth to lay your sword down.
Oh, this is the one I was thinking of.
But it's a beautiful little piece. Unfortunately, it doesn't open and close. They could have made it do that, but it probably would have...
I don't see why they needed to, or why they even should have tried to do that.
Maybe later on when they get a little more ambitious, but then...
Like, it could work, but it would take way too much effort.
Well, they made the opening and closing doors.
But that's a much smaller thing. Anyways, what's the next
much larger piece. Let's do the...
No, this is a much smaller piece.
Right, let's do the wagons and wheeled things.
Alright. I suppose we should start off with the...
Cart?
This? Yeah, the cart? Actually, no. This. The actual
wheelbarrow?
Oh, also we forgot this. It's a pot.
Oh, it's a little brazier or cooking pot. But the wheelbarrow's a nice piece. It's multi-part. Lots of little pieces to assemble, but you know, great little piece of scatter terrain. You know, you could have your Doc Savage, you know, hiding behind it if he needs to, or tip it over to make, you know, his pursuers have to run through some, you know, kind of hazardous terrain or whatever. You know, the typical pushing over the cart in all the old movies.
Yeah.
And then we have a typical cart with some farm implements in the back.
And you could put some other stuff there. You could put an anvil. Well, no, that'd be weird. But this, and you can put a bunch of stuff there.
Right, you can put the sarcophagus in there, and carting it back to town. And speaking of sarcophaguses,
any of these you could put in here.
Yeah, that'll work. But again, just another, you know, nice little piece of scattered terrain to decorate a battlefield or a town setting. Maybe it's what your characters take to the dungeon to load up with treasure.
Yeah.
When they leave, that kind of thing. The sarcophagus, we already showed that off, and it would have been nice if it had a plug to go into a wall socket.
But it doesn't really need it. It can just stand up on itself.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that this is a hint that they're going to be doing an Egyptian-themed setting in the future, but it can wait. I'm not in a huge hurry.
Yeah, I'm not in a big rush to go do anything regarding the Egyptians.
Shall we do the
cannon?
Oh, okay. And an archery target. The cannon is really nice. It was pretty easy to put together, and I'm glad that I got as many stretch goal sets as I did. So I'll actually have a couple of these because the ones from WizKids are kind of expensive. $5 for 2 cannons plus shipping. That it's going to make it close to $7.50, maybe even $10 to get 2 cannons. And here they're, you know, also these are a little bit different shaped and barrel diameter, etc. So what else you want to show off? Want to do the ballista, or you want to save it to last?
What are you talking about? There's no such thing as a ballista.
Okay, good. Do that thing again. How about the weapon racks and the anvil, things that would go in a blacksmith shop. A couple of nice little weapon racks.
And whatever this is.
That's a little shrine, I believe, but the anvil, that's a nice little setup there.
And the
little suit of armor, which is really weird because that's really low to the ground.
No, I think it's more of like a punching bag dummy type thing.
Right, but it's still kind of small scale. I mean, unless you're a hobbit.
Oh yeah.
It's tiny scale.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what they were going. Maybe it goes with the dwarven throne we got a couple years back. Save that for later.
Yeah.
And whatever alchemy thing this is, I don't know what it's called, but it's. Look, you can't see that. Let me put that there. Okay, we go in your wizard's laboratory. I think this is supposed to be the sign, or just, you know, some sort of, you know, sign for the outside of a shop, maybe the blacksmith shop, maybe something else.
Yeah.
It's a nice little piece. Definitely, you know, paint it up and put it somewhere. Yeah, I think that is the weapon shop. How about the
bench?
Okay, I was going to say the other flagpole to go outside. This also would snap into one of these, letting you know something's going on, maybe a parade, or this way to, you know, the restrooms or something, I don't know. But a couple benches. These are actually made out of 5 separate individual pieces that you have to glue together. But you can never have too many benches.
Yeah. Then there's this piece which plugs into the wall. I don't think we have any wall pieces that it could plug into, but
no, but it's for a storefront. You know, this is such and such shop. How about the bell, since it's also along the same vein?
Yeah, as well as 2 manhole covers.
You just pop that in the floor, and you have your, you know, hear ye bell, or something like that.
Yeah.
You can put these manhole covers anywhere just to denote you can go down. And this one, I think this is more for the inside one of the Woodhaven town pieces. It's another, you know, entryway into the cellar or something like that. Just a nice little piece to just dress up, or, you know, show that this is where you can go down underground.
Yeah, then we have a mica, and then 3 more of them.
Giant rats, nice little pieces. They really didn't have to, you know, throw these in, but because of the sewer system that comes with this Kickstarter. I think
It makes perfect sense to put them here.
and you can put them on the miniature bases. You can get two on a miniature base, which I forgot to show last time, but I really think I'm gonna.
Then there's this small hammer, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure what its purpose
Just
is.
a tiny little
But
piece
it's pretty cool.
just to throw on a table or something. But this set came, and as you see, I've already clipped out some of the miniature bases. But it comes with a crap ton of these miniature bases, and each one is different. And there are in one.
Nothing goes to any specific place. So
Right. Well, there are a couple that they show as examples.
Well, yeah, but
you get, I think, 3 or 4 sprues of this in a couple of the boxes. At least one of the stretch goal boxes has a 3 or 4 pack of these, and you're guaranteed to get a bunch of extras when you're fine, when everything's said and done. But real quick, I'll show you. You can put easily 2 little rats on a base.
Yeah, you could.
Or you could put like a whole bunch of them on a bigger base.
But I don't really see the point of even giving them a base in the first place.
Well, other than the fact you might lose them, or the tails might break off.
Yeah.
And if you put them on a base, it will make it overall.
Oh, also we forgot this.
Oh yeah, this is a great piece.
Yeah.
Multi-part piece, not as many pieces as you would think, but
just one,
it's
two,
some sort of traveler's, merchant cart, or like a shopping mall kiosk kind of thing.
Well, not one of the better pieces, just one of the best pieces.
Yeah, and you can use it for all kinds of different encounters in your town, or even on the road. You bump into a merchant, he's got stuff for sale. I wish I would have not glued the roof on, because it's going to make painting the interior really a challenge. And the next time I build one of these, I will not put the roof on until I'm done painting.
Yeah. We also have this mummy skeleton dead body
Sarcophagus, a different type of coffin, stone coffin.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of Elder Scrolls.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, there were many instances where there were things like this actually in the walls, especially in the Northlands. But yeah, another coffin for another undead encounter.
We also have this
ladder.
Actually, no, let's not do that.
Well, you just showed it. Might as well.
Fountain.
Okay, the town fountain, very nice piece. I need to add a little putty to the sides because the pieces just didn't line up perfectly. Oh, another little bag. Tiny little piece. I'm going to lose it, I know. One of these days you're just going to sneeze and it's just going to go flying off the table.
Yeah, but it's still pretty cool.
The fountain, though, nice water effects inside.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to adding some water textures in there. And again, I'll have a couple of these extras so I can make a nice little park somewhere and put the fountains in the town square, that sort of thing. And I wish there were some miniatures that you could actually sit on the fountain like they're just having a conversation. That would have been kind of nice.
Yeah. Then we have this
forge.
Yeah.
To go with the blacksmith pieces.
Yeah.
It's actually a very cool piece. I wish it was a little bigger so that we could have managed to put a light in it to light it up.
Yeah, but
I
can't do that every time.
Yeah, and maybe I could do that with another one, and just before I do it, drill some things out.
Well, you would need to remake the coal pieces and make them just clear.
Right.
But we don't have to make them glow every time.
Yeah.
Then we have this ladder, which I showed previously.
Never have too many ladders.
Yeah. And now we have some other ladder pieces, which are meant to go inside of the lower areas of the sewers.
Yeah, they'll plug into the walls so that you can tell where they go. They won't just.
They're textured on the other side so that they fit in perfectly. Then there are these little pipe pieces, which are pouring out water.
Which is also plug into the wall holes, and just to let you know that water and sewage is dripping out from this point. Which, could be actually very fun if you do the trapped room that fills up with water and you put a couple of those in the wall as a clue, and then as soon as they close the doors, the room starts filling up like that famous illustration in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Now that we're back in the sewers, I suppose we can start with Mark Zuckerberg. Actually, wait, no. This.
Okay, the sewer monster that is featured in the dungeon module that they made for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. which is another free sort of stretch goal piece. This little monster is in the sewers, and also a very Cthulhu type monster. You could get a lot of use out of this guy. Even put it in a jungle or a forest. But nice little piece. It'll be fun to paint.
Yep. Then we have the Cobra Snake person.
So if you want to play a G.I. Joe game, you're ready to go. But it's actually a very nice piece. A lot of detail in the face. And because of the different bases, I was able to pick something out that actually went, perfectly in tune with it instead of putting it on a, just
the weirder bases, or at least the base.
Well, a lot of the bases have cobblestone or dungeon tile floors,
or just street floors. Then I suppose we should move on to.
No, you want to do all the clear, or you want to do the throne?
No, we're doing it the same way.
Okay, I don't remember how that was, so I guess little guy's in charge of this. What do you want to show?
We'll show all of these guys then, starting with.
We'll just put them all out and we just pull them out, focus on them one by one. Wait, this is from set 2.
No.
Right, all of these are.
No, they're not. And if they are, we used them last time, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, these are some of the character and monster pretty much character miniatures.
Yeah.
From the stretch goal set. A lot of different uses you can get out of them. I don't know what the heck this guy is. He's really kind of weird. Let's get a good focus on that guy.
Oh, no.
He's got some sort of Cupid doll looking thing, and he's digging around. It's just a weird miniature. I forget what it's called. I think he's actually one of the miniatures that actually has a name, like,
I think all of those ones do.
But the Necromancer, a knight, female magic user, another guardsman or paladin.
Yeah.
Let's move on to
this one before I break it. Yeah.
Oh God, I love this piece. And this is just a freebie, just an extra monster.
Yep.
He's some sort of 3-armed undead construct. He needs to be re-glued. His hand's getting a little loose there.
That was me. Then I think we should save that one for later and move on to the ghosts. And I'll put them all out at once.
So clear plastic. It's a teal green plastic. It's a little brittle, but you've got some undead and ghostly miniatures. Spectre, Tommy the Ghost. I forget what this one is. Oh, another, just a zombie or a ghost.
This
something
one
like a banshee.
I'm going to paint this one a very specific way.
Headless Horseman, Tommy the Ghost up front. Unfortunately, this one had an issue where the hand was missing when it came out of the mold, but I've got more. But I really just wanted to get him together. I could probably just, like I said before, glue a weapon in his hand and paint it so it's like glowing. Yeah. But I mean, I love this clear plastic. Mm-hmm. You can literally get away with not painting it at all, or just
except
a little.
For maybe the portal.
And maybe a little bit of the floor of the Headless Horseman, but everything else, it just looks like it's, reflecting the light of the ghost, so to speak. Yeah. And this piece right here, this portal.
We could light it up if we wanted to.
Absolutely beautiful little piece.
It is the one that requires the most painting, but, I mean, does that really... Is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Then we move on to the greatest piece ever sculpted, ever.
This is a giant frog.
And now we're not going to say what makes it so good. We're
just going to give you a really good close-up and see if you can spot.
They didn't have to do that, that's the thing. But they did. And it was...
It's just monstrous and gruesome. You see that? See what's going on there? They didn't have to do that. They could have just given him a smooth, texture there instead. A little surprise.
They didn't.
Just gruesome. But
it's
great. The giant frogs that I have are old 25mm scale, and they're still pretty big. But this thing is terrifying. Let's do it. I mean, look at that.
That's a big
Ribbit. I mean, just think about it. That's pretty dang big. That's, close to the size of like an elephant almost.
That's not close to the size of an elephant.
Well, I'm trying to think of something
Elephants
similar.
would be like...
Twice as big, maybe?
They'd be like this big.
But still, I mean,
Elephants
that's just massive.
It is.
Onto the throne.
Final thing, which would be the throne.
It's not the final thing.
Yes, it is.
No, those 2 painted items.
Fine.
And
alright. So we have this thing, which you already saw.
The fire elemental.
But because he didn't paint it very good.
Yeah, I had to start all over again.
He restarted it.
Little guy's got me beat when it comes to painting flames, but everything
else. I have more practice with it.
Everything else,
I've been painting flames.
I still got some tricks up my sleeve.
I've been painting flames since the very beginning of this channel. Even before that.
But this again is just a stretch goal piece. Here, have a fire elemental.
Then this.
This is for the phoenix. Apparently, the phoenix is supposed to come out of it, and I already started painting it. I still got some work to do on it, but it's a beautiful little piece, and it's not even little. I mean, you could put a person in there. There could be a princess trapped in there, or some sort of other monster, or that's just where the dragon keeps his treasure, so he can carry it with him, which would be a great idea. It's some sort of giant egg of holding, and his entire horde is hiding in here. Now the throne.
The throne, which is better than the previous one, because the previous one was meant for dwarves, which is a problem that we made sure to fix pretty early on.
That's true. We made a very nice throne from scratch, but this works. It's nicely scaled. It's not too tiny.
It's not
2 braziers to go alongside, so the king has some reading light while he's reading his proclamations or his favorite storybook or what have you. Wonderful little setup there. Now the very last piece that little guy doesn't want to show off because
it doesn't exist. It's not real.
No, we have to show it.
It's not fun. All right.
The ballista.
I almost said Trebuchet the Ballista.
This is a wonderful.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Because we just recently scratch built 2 ballistas, and had we known that this was in the stretch goal,
we still would have done it because.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
that
would
was
have.
Kind of the
it's a nice little ballista. This is better for putting on a shipboard or castle walls. The other ones we made are a little big, but maybe more suited for shooting things out of the sky. And this is just more for shooting, people, I guess, or giants or something like that. But it's wonderfully done. And again, because I got multiple stretch goal boxes from multiple pledges, I'll have 2 or 3 of these, because I'm going to give away a set of the stretch goals later on this year.
Yeah, certainly.
But there you have it. Nice, huge pile of free stuff. As a bonus for the people who bought.
This isn't part of it.
Right. As for every pledge gets 3 different boxes just like this. Now the Kickstarter's over, but you can go to the store, the online store, and I'm not sure if this one's out yet, but previous sets of stretch goals are, and within a X number of months, this will also be available in the store to just buy just the stretch goal boxes, a 3-pack. Maybe they'll do them separately, but this one is one of my favorite of the 3, and you'll see why later, because it's a lot when you buy the when you get the stretch goal. It's a mountain of plastic and a lot of work, and it took me a week just to put these guys together in my spare time, and that means I still have to paint every one of these pieces except the clear plastic, obviously.
Yeah, and even then we're gonna paint some of them.
But a great deal, a great set of pieces. The sculptors, whoever do these things, are
fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. So, anything you want to add before we say goodnight?
No.
All right, we will be back Tuesday with another video for you guys, unless we decide to do it tomorrow, but I don't think we're going to. We might have to, huh?
Perhaps.
Yeah, but I prefer to do it on Mondays. But we'll be back.
We're not uploading it on Monday, that's for sure.
But there you have it. You'll see more of us all week long. We hope you guys have a great week and had a great weekend. And from all of us here.
We had an interesting weekend.
Yeah, we did.
And especially a really interesting Friday. But that is a story that will most likely never be told. Good night.
Bye, everybody.